Everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Nguma, founder of PATTERNOLOGY LAB. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all a stock that is about to explode next week and why you should keep it on your watch list. And I'm also going to be answering some of you guys' questions for those of y'all who dropped your stocks of interest in the comment section of yesterday's pre-market analysis video, right after the intro. All right, y'all. Right off the bat, again, Friday was a pretty good day. The market did something that I did not expect it to do. Again, for all of you who watched that pre-market analysis video, I was very unsure about the possibility of the market to actually climb up here. I was actually anticipating this thing to just stay in here all the way until the close and go absolutely nowhere. I didn't really have high expectations of this thing, and I did not anticipate this thing to go all the way up here into the close, which is a really good sign. Congratulations to anybody who was long. I think this momentum is gonna continue forward throughout the next week, and I will explain why in this video right now. The stock that is about to explode next week, that stock is Riot. All right, and Riot did amazing for us throughout this entire week. For all of you who have been subscribing to the channel, I released a video on Riot. I believe it was the first video on Monday. It was that one right here. All right, I told all of you to buy Riot when it was at around 40 bucks. It went all the way up to $63 for some solid gains. And honestly, I don't think this move is done quite yet. I think this thing is gonna run higher, all right? And the reason why I say that, and it may be obvious for some of y'all, but for others, again, if you don't know anything about Riot, it follows the BTC charts, all right? It follows everything that BTC does. And if you look at the BTC chart, let me refresh that one. This is TradingView. If you look at the BTC chart and you go on here, BTC USD, and you choose the Coinbase chart, you can see that this thing is not letting up. It's not letting up. It tanked along with the whole market, all right, and it bounced right off. And then this is the part where Riot started to take off. And the one thing that I want y'all to pay attention to is that this level right here broke, all right. And I'm sure y'all familiar with short squeezes, right? I'm pretty sure we talked about this one before, especially with some of the other stocks like Disca and Via. The same phenomenon is happening right now, and it's not looking good for short sellers. Like, I think it can go a lot higher. I think money will flood into this market, specifically the crypto market, along with the traditional markets. All right, so keep those ones on your watch list for an explosion to the upside. Where could Riot go? I honestly believe that Riot can reach above this previous level right here. At least test it. At least test it, if not breach it. All right, that's what I'm anticipating for Riot. So keep that one on your watch list on Monday. All right. Now let's talk about you guys' stocks of interest. It's gonna be interesting. The very first one that we're going to be talking about. Somebody asked me to check out Novavax. All right. And Novavax, again, for all of you who watched Thursday's pre-market analysis video, I told y'all to watch this thing for a potential run. Specifically, number one, because I saw that bullish harami right here. That's why I released that video. I thought it would actually explode. I thought all of this entire move was actually gonna be on that day, but it kind of dragged its feet. And I ended up taking a very small trade on there. Let's change this thing to the 5-minute, all right? I took a very small trade on there, and let's go on here. All right, and the trade that I took on it was on Thursday at like 8:40. I bought a contract, this contract that expired literally the next day. It was an out of the money YOLO call that expired on Friday for 380 bucks. And if you look at that, that was right in this candle right over here, right? And then I held it all the way through because I wanted this entire move to happen over here. But instead, it kept dragging its feet all the way until the end. And I was not anticipating Novavax to announce news on the vaccine. But at the same time, it really doesn't surprise me at all. And that contract, I ended up selling it for 3 grand 2 minutes after the open. And 2 minutes after the open was, let me change this thing to the one. It was right over here, right there, right in this candle before this thing collapsed. All right. So that is where I got out of there. And like I said, I'm not surprised that they put out news on this thing. And this is actually a good example for the people out there who are commenting about how I don't bring up any news and how I don't trade on news. This is why I don't trade on news. When you trade based off of news, you miss these things. All right. And I'm sure y'all familiar with the saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. All right. And a previous example that I want to give you on this one is I took another trade way, way, way back on the same stock. All right. And that trade was on the 28th of January. I bought the same thing again at like 9 a.m. for 350 bucks. And let's change that. That way y'all see exactly what I mean. Let me change this thing to there you go. All right, and then we're gonna go all the way back to over here. And this day right here was the 20th of January, and that call that I bought was right over here. And I held it, and then on Thursday afternoon, they immediately announced news, and then the stock went from like 134 all the way up to like 200, and I ended up selling that call for like 5 grand right over here. All right. And that was right at the open, and right at the open was right over here. I missed out some gains on this one, but then again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I do not trade based off of news. And honestly, I don't think you should either. I only focus on what the chart tells me to do, and then everything just falls into place. They end up releasing some magical unicorn news, and then thing just spikes. And again, it just never, ever, ever surprises me. So this is why I don't do it. Another trade that I took was actually on BA, and I did the same thing again. If you go all the way over here, I started trading BA on the 10th. If you change it back to the Robinhood, let me go over here. Yeah, so this is where I started buying BA contracts. So on the 10th, I bought 7 calls, all right, with an average price of like 220 bucks. And that was on the 10th. So we can just go over here and assume that throughout this entire day, I was just accumulating calls. And then I sold like some of them right over here at this region for like double my money. If we go back on here and we scroll up, I sold them like this one right here at exactly 1023 for 1600, and that was half of the contracts that I was holding. And 1023 was exactly right over here in this region. And then I sold the rest of them right over here. This one right there on the same day, and another one right here on the same day. So the total cost that I used to buy was like $1,200, and then the total price of selling was a total of around like 3 grand. All right, and then on Thursday, I bought 3 calls again at the close, which is right over here. All right, I got back in with just a small amount. I'm perfectly comfortable like losing 450 bucks because it's just 450 bucks if I'm wrong. But on this trade, the momentum was just going too well, and I ended up selling all of them like around over here, like somewhere around here near 9:30 and 10 o'clock. And the sales are right over here. So first one at the open for 200 bucks, and then the other two for 800 at 10:07 and for 970 at 10:22. All right. Now, in regards to BA, I don't think this thing is done. If you've been following me on Twitter, I told y'all that the money is not done flowing into airlines. I think this thing can go a lot higher, and I do have calls on some airlines, especially UAL. UAL looks really, really good, and I think this thing is gonna keep climbing up all the way until we reach like at least 285 before we see some type of retracement. So again, keep airlines on your watch list. I'm not bearish on airlines. I think they have room to run. All right. Now the next one, somebody asked about this stock right here, Blue. Let's check out Blue. Blue, I wanted to bring it up way back when it was down over here at around like $28. But the track record of this stock is just not. I mean, it has these cycles where it goes all the way up and then all the way down and then all the way up and then all the way down again. It's been on a downtrend for like the past 3 years. Is this thing good for a long? Again, I don't know much about this company, right? I don't know much about the company. On the monthly chart, I do see a bullish harami on here. April could be nice. April could be nice. The weekly also looks good. So definitely keep your eyes on this one. Definitely keep your eyes on this one. Is this the beginning of another cycle where it goes all the way up to 200? I don't know. Maybe. Keep it into consideration. I'm not here to like hype this stock so that everybody can buy this thing. No, the fact that it always struggles to stay up at these levels, and it has all of these peaks and valleys. It's kind of cause for concern. And plus, there may be some things like some underlying things in the company that may not be too good or that you should be concerned about. But I'm gonna to address the question for the person who asked about it and tell you that, hey, it may go up again. When is it gonna get up there? I have no idea. All right. So if you're a long-term investor, buying at these lows makes a lot of sense. Like it's at these previous levels of support. Again, if you're a long-term investor and you believe in the company. All right. So that's my very honest opinion of Blue. The next one that we're going to be covering is Workhorse. And currently, Workhorse is still in that accumulation zone. I drew this one like right after the drop, and it's still in there. Again, I'm not participating in this because I don't participate in boring sideways trading. I don't like this. I usually stay away from it. When something interesting happens, I will jump in again. But right now, this is the part where long-term investors accumulate, and the stock goes absolutely nowhere. All right. We trade options here. Some of y'all trade stocks. Over here on this channel, we trade options 99.999% of the time. I'm very patient on this thing and I'm not missing out at all. Eventually, it's going to make a move. And then obviously, I will make another update on this one to let y'all know what is going on with the stock. But as of right now, I don't think I don't have too many high expectations of this thing. Like, unless it follows the market, then maybe we might see a little uptrend over here towards $25. Again, if it follows the market to a T. All right. So just keep that in mind as you are trading Workhorse. And we are way ahead of time. So that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, it helps the channel grow a lot. It allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on these post-market analysis videos, which are released every single day in the afternoon, and the pre-market analysis videos, which are released from Monday to Friday at exactly 8:15 a.m. Central Time, 15 minutes before the market opens. If you're not following us on social media, you can find me at Paul and Guma and at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is new to you, if you are interested in getting started in the stock market, I left some step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get signed up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get 2 free stocks after signing up with Webull using my very first link in the description below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma with Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video, right? Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the outro.